Well, hello and welcome to a new video where we are going to take a look at the performance of the RTX 3050 in the benchmark of Monster Hunter Wilds. And we're gonna run this at the medium settings here with DLSS set to quality. And we are playing this at 1080p. So let's go ahead and find out if our 4GB VRAM memory is going to be enough for this game, which I heavily doubt, because even with the lowest settings, it already tells us that we're exceeding our VRAM capacity here. But this one is basically inside the Dell Precision 5470, which means that it's not really the RTX 3050, but the RTX A1000, which is really the RTX 3050 card. But we also do have 32GB of system memory in here, which may be able to help us out a little bit here. But yeah, as you can see, I really think that we would see a lot better FPS if we weren't running into the VRAM cap limit here. I mean, you can see 30 FPS here, and now we're seeing a heavy dip again, which really is probably due to, yeah, you can see we're having huge spikes, and obviously these are not being explained by the rasterization performance of this card, but really by us running out of VRAM and therefore having to swap our RAM out to the system memory, which is obviously going to impact performance quite a lot in this game. It's really sad, because that definitely means that 4GB VRAM cards in this case, even with the lower settings than what we're seeing here, are probably not going to be enough for you to run this game smoothly. And you will probably have scenes where you're gonna be able to enjoy this game just fine, while at other points you will see these extreme performance issues and lag spikes. So that's quite sad, because I really would have hoped that, obviously, since this is a 2022 laptop, that it would probably survive for a little longer, but I guess at least in Monster Hunter Wilds, it definitely has reached the end of its life, at least of its usable life, because in this case, even integrated GPUs are going to deliver better performance than what we are seeing here, due to the fact that they will be able to allocate more system memory as VRAM. So yeah, quite sad really, because that also means that something like our 6GB card is probably going to be not enough in most cases here if you're gonna play this at higher resolutions. And that is sad due to the fact that I do have the RTX 4050 here, and that one actually is really capable from the rasterization point. But since we only have the 6GB of VRAM memory available to us, it really means that in a lot of benchmarks, as well as a lot of modern titles, it simply can't hold up with something older like the RTX 5000, which is rasterization wise around as fast as this card is, but it's definitely going to be a heck of a lot faster in benchmarks like this one here, due to the fact that it has 16GB of VRAM. So yeah, Nvidia skipping out of memory on us really is resulting in now a lot of video cards becoming unusable, even though they would be perfectly fine from the performance standpoint, but due to the fact that they not have enough VRAM available to them, it's simply not going to cut it anymore in 2025. And if Monster Hunter Wilds is any indication as to how games are going to be designed in the near future, then yeah, I guess that pretty much marks the end for 4GB cards in general, and basically 6GB cards and 8GB cards as well in the near future. I mean, I guess right now we aren't really limited by our VRAM, and we're still not seeing very much playable FPS. So I guess even if the card is allowed to run, I mean, you can see these stars like these here definitely do feel like we're running into a VRAM issue here. But yeah, even the moments when we're seeing lighter scenes, then it's still not going to be a great experience on this card either way. You have to say though that this obviously is the 35 watt variant of this card. So if you have a faster one, you may be seeing slightly better performance, even though obviously that won't help you with your VRAM issue. But I guess a little bit more performance is at least what you can expect with your card then. All right, but I think you could definitely see that you are going to struggle. Settings changes are required here. Yeah, you're definitely going to struggle, even with lower settings, and I guess DLSS set to performance. This is probably still not going to cut it for your system. So I really don't know if you really want to play this game on the RTX 3050, or as you can see, the RTX A1000, which really is the RTX 3050 chip. So yeah, you're definitely gonna have to decide that for yourself, but I would definitely strongly recommend against playing this game on the 3050.